This video lecture is about homophones. Homophones are words that sound the same, but they're spelled differently and they have different meanings. So some examples of homophones are affect versus effect, or the three versions of the word there. So what's the big deal? Why do you need to know this? Well, when you're writing, if you accidentally use the wrong homophone, this can really confuse your readers. You can be saying something that you didn't intend to say, or your reader can misinterpret your writing and think that you meant something else. Also, using the wrong word makes you look unprofessional and uneducated. And when you're writing in the workplace, whether it's to get a job or to fulfill the duties of your job, you need to appear professional and educated. The problem with homophones is that there's no rule or trick to remember how to spell every word. You just simply have to memorize them. So the best thing you can do is to consider each group or pair of homophones separately and try to teach yourself ways to memorize them. The rest of this video is going to go through some of the most common homophones and provide you with some ways that you can remember the differences between these words. So let's start with affect versus effect. Affect means influence. It's a verb. Effect means a result. It's a noun. So to remember the difference here, I always remember that A stands for action because affect is a verb. So A stands for action and A stands for effect. Because effect is a noun, I remember that E is for event and E is for effect. Another common example of a homophone is than versus then. Than is a comparison. Then is a passage of time. You can remember this by thinking that A is in the word comparison and A is in the word than. And because then is a passage of time, you can remember that E is in time and E is in then. Now let's look at the two words which. We have which without a T and we have which with a T. Which, W-H-I-C-H, refers to something specific. It's a pronoun. Which, W-I-T-H, is a scary or nasty person. This is a noun. Can also be a woman with magical powers. To help you remember this, consider that which, W-H-I-C-H, is a pronoun. And a lot of other questions and question pronouns start with W-H too, like who, what, or where. So you can remember that WH is in other question pronouns, and WH is in WHICH. The other which, WITCH, you can remember by thinking of the phrase, a witch can itch. Which has the word ITCH in it, and only a person can itch. A pronoun cannot itch, so that may help you too. Then we have the two ways to spell the word here. Here, H-E-R-E, means a place. It's an adverb. Here, H-E-A-R, means to listen, and it's a verb. You can remember this by remembering that the word ear is in the word here, H-E-A-R, and so that's the one that means to listen. Now let's look at accept versus accept. Accept, A-C-C-E-P-T, means to receive. It's a verb. Except, E-X-C-E-P-T, means to exclude, and it's a preposition, which is a word that connects two ideas. You can remember which word is which by remembering that accept starts with EX, as in ex-boyfriend, and when you have an ex-boyfriend, you are excluding that person. You can also remember that accept starts with an A, and accept is a verb. So A for action, A for accept. How about the two weather words? We have W-H-E-T-H-E-R and W-E-A-T-H-E-R. Well, weather, W-H-E-T-H-E-R, is a word that is used to introduce choices. This is a conjunction, another connection word. Weather, W-E-A-T-H-E-R, is the state of the atmosphere. It's a noun. So you can remember this by remembering that weather affects the sea. And there is an EA in sea and an EA in weather. And that should help you remember which correct spelling of weather you need to use. Let's look at the two ways we can spell aloud. A-L-O-U-D refers to something that is said out loud. It's an adverb. A-L-L-O-W-E-D means that something is permitted. It can be a verb or an adjective. You can remember this because the word loud is in the word aloud, and aloud means that something is said out loud. You can also remember this because A-L-L-O-W-E-D has the word low in it. And you can remember, I feel low when I don't have permission. So low is in aloud. We also have the two its words. We have its with an apostrophe, which means it is. And this is a contraction. A contraction is short for two words. The apostrophe in a contraction is showing where we have letters missing. We also have its without a contraction, which means belonging to it, and this is a possessive pronoun. The only way I can think for you to remember this is to remember that contractions have apostrophes, which shows you where the two words are joined. So it apostrophe s is the contraction, which is short for it is. Its, its, is one word without an apostrophe, so it can't be a contraction. These may not be ways that you think of remembering the differences between these words. You may have heard other ways throughout your earlier studies. You may have things you come up with on your own, and that's okay. The point is that I don't have a spelling rule to help you remember the difference between homophones. All you can do is treat yourself little tricks like these to help you remember which word has which meaning.